Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our weekly webinar series brought to you by ImmigrationQuestion.com, your go to platform for real time immigration insight, legal information, and meaningful conversations. My name is Anusia Mukherjee, and I'll be your host for today's session. Today, we're diving into one of the most complex pathways to U.S. permanent residency, the EB-5 Immigrant Investor Program. This program allows foreign nationals to obtain a green card by making a qualifying capital investment in a U.S. business. But the process can be demanding, from meeting minimum investment amounts to satisfying job creation requirements and passing detailed reviews from USCIS. EB-5 applicants need to be well prepared and well informed. That's why that's why our topic today, EB-5 Immigrant Investors Program, Understanding the Path to US Permanent Residency Through Investment, is both timely and important. To help us explore the topic, we're pleased to welcome back Attorney Lal as today's guest. With over 15 years of experience in immigration law, he specializes in business immigration, including H-1B, L-1, E, O, and TN visas, as well as green card categories like EB-1 through EB-5. At Gahey and Associates, he represents clients from USCIS, EOIR, DOS, and DOL. He holds a law degree from Benjamin N. Cardozo School of Law and is licensed in New York. Attorney Sonu Lal is also admitted to the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York and Eastern District of New York and is an active member of AILA. Join me to welcome Attorney Sonu Lal. You're welcome, Attorney Lal. We're glad to have you back today.
Thanks for having me again.
Awesome. To everyone watching across various platforms, it's about to get exciting. Let's jump right in. Attorney Lal, for someone hearing about the EB-5 program for the first time, what is it and what are the key financial and legal requirements involved?
It's a great question, especially people who are hearing EB-5 maybe probably for the first time. And they are already in the US maybe, or they're outside US, they want to immigrate to US. I'll break it down in a very, very simple format, what EB-5 program is. And then maybe after that, we can take a few questions. So EB-5 program allows you to get a US green card based on an investment. What is that investment? Where you can make the investment? What are the other requirements? What are the recent updates? And what is involved in the whole process? So EB-5 category, as you understand, you make an investment in the US economy and you can get a green card. How much is the investment? After the changes recently in a couple of years, it started with $500,000. Now at this time, you can make an investment of $1 million and 50,000. If the business is located in a rural area or in high unemployment area, then the investment limit is $800,000. So that's the investment amount. What do you have to show? You have to show that you are creating or investing in a new business, and that business, based on your investment, will create at least 10 US jobs. That's essentially the bottom line of what EB-5 is. Now, EB-5 is kind of divided into two categories. Number one, EB-5 Regional Center Program. Number two, Standalone Program. What is the difference? That confuses a lot of people, especially who are exploring the EB-5 option for the first time. Now, Regional Center investment in EB-5 means you are investing your money in an entity. Practically, you will not have any say in the day-to-day operation of that business. You are just giving your money to get a green card in a way. Standalone investment is you actually will be operating that business. And you don't have to invest in some third-party existing business. You can operate or invest in your own business, such as you can maybe build a hotel, maybe a convenience store, maybe a gas station, invest that much money, as long as you can create 10 US jobs. So what is the difference between these two programs? In the standalone program, where you are going to own and operate the business, you have to show that you are going to create 10 direct US jobs. In regional center, All you have to do is invest money. The regional center organization or the administrative entity or the business entity will do it for you. And what they will do, they will show creation of 10 US indirect jobs. That's the main difference between uh, the standalone investment program and the regional center program. The indirect job creation means those people will not probably be directly employed at that business location, but because of that investment, indirectly that whole business will create 10 US jobs. How they will prove? They will prove in their business plan by incorporating certain economic methodologies. This is how the 10 indirect jobs will be created. That's the difference between direct EB-5 investment, the main where you are owning and operating is called standalone, and the regional center program. Now, in regional center investment mainly means it's going to be a big project. There are multiple investors who are going to invest in then one project. In standalone program, you are probably operating a small business, small shop, hotel, or restaurant, etc. At least you have control over your own money, but in regional center context, you probably have no control over the money. That's the difference. Now, uh, 2 years ago, the law completely changed. Before the law changed in somewhere of 2022, what the process was you would file the EB-5 petition. It's filed in Form I-526. Once it is approved, only then you can apply for a green card. Now that has changed. What has changed is if you are already in the US, you can file what is called concurrent filing, meaning you can file your EB-5 petition along with your green card application. That helps a lot of people. That solves problem for a lot of people. And the people who are already in the US in a different immigration status or work visa, specifically people from India and China. And even though they have a green card application approved, but because of backlog, they cannot get the green card. So that is a great option for people who are in that situation who are already in the US. They can file their EB-5 petition along with concurrent green card application, and then they don't have to rely on their H-1B anymore if they want to. So that gives them an option to start their own business in a way. And at this time, uh, the India visa bulletin is current, meaning as of now, even if you are from India, you're filing your EB-5, you can still file your green card application at the same time. We are not sure how long that will be. Maybe in a couple of months or a year, even that option might not be available for people who are from India because that category might backlog. It is already backlogged for people who are from China. The rest of the world, it is still current. So that's the latest about the what's going on in EB-5 world. And if you have any question, we can start taking questions.
Okay. Thanks for laying that out. Let's talk about the timeline. What does the EB-5 process typically look like from start to finish? And what should applicants expect in terms of documentation and communication with USCIS?
So in terms of timeline, there are two different answers. If you are applying from outside US, in that case, you're not filing for your green card application. You're just submitting your EB-5 petition. Now, if you are submitting that EB-5 petition in an already operational regional center, you can expect a timeline somewhere around 1 year to 3 years, maybe less or more, but that's a general timeline that we are noticing, 1 to 3 years. And once that is approved, you do your consular processing, meaning you will appear in a US consulate or embassy for an interview, you will get your immigrant visa, you will come to US. That's one part of it. Another part is if you are already in the US. And as long as you are not from China, you have the option to file your concurrent green card application, meaning you will file your EB-5 petition along with your green card application. And within a couple of months, the recent cases that we filed, people got their what is called employment authorization document and advance parole on an average 4 months. So after filing within 4 months, you will get your employment authorization document and advance parole. With those two documents, if you are investing in a standalone EB-5 program, you can start operating it actively. If you are, let's say, if you are on H-1B visa, you don't have to stay on H-1B visa because you are going to get the unrestricted work authorization with that EAD card. And you will also get the advance parole if you want to travel. You don't need to apply for a visa. You can travel internationally through that advance parole. So within 4 months, you will get that. And once your EB-5 petition is approved, which may take somewhere around 1 year to maybe 2 years to 3 years, once that is approved, you will get your conditional green card, which will be valid for 2 years. And before 2 years expiry of your green card, you will be applying for a permanent green card. So that's a timeline and that's a process for EB-5.
Okay. Thank you for that. Let's shift to family matters, something that often gets overlooked. Can EB-5 investors include family members in their petition? And what's the best way to ensure their spouse and children are properly included?
Again, that's a great question. Many people do it specifically for their family members, especially when they have young children who are about to age out. So to answer your question, yes, you can include your family members. Again, if you are filing from within US, you'll be filing one EB-5 petition and individually each family member's green card application I-45 and other forms. If you are filing from outside US, once your EB-5 petition is approved, you will do the consular processing by filing form DS-260. And you will do the DS forms, form DS-260 for each family member. So that's how you can include your family members with your EB-5 petition.
Okay, thank you. Let's touch on application quality. When preparing an EB-5 petition, what steps can applicants take to strengthen their case and avoid unnecessary delays?
Yeah, it's a great question in the context that recently we hear that status of several regional centers were terminated for various reasons. So if you are investing in a regional center, before choosing the regional center, before selecting the regional center, you should do your due diligence. What kind of people who are behind the regional center? Have they done it before? What kind of developers are involved in the project? Is the project already operational? At what stage the project is at this time? Only after doing your due diligence, you should choose your EB-5 investment and proceed accordingly. And if you are investing in uh, an established EB-5 regional center, you will see they already have what is called I-956F approved. If they already have I-956F approved, there is not much you have to do from your side because it is already kind of approved. What you have to take care of is, as an investor, is to document your source of fund properly. As long as your source of fund is proper, with well documented, and from the regional center side, the I-956 is approved, I don't see any problem with your EB-5 petition. Now, when I talk about regional center, we get this question a lot, people who are exploring EB-5 options. What if I do not have my own income? I probably have $400,000 in my bank account, nothing else. What can I do? So there can be several options for people who do not have the full amount. Very commonly that people use is getting a loan. Now you can take a loan from a bank. You can also take a loan from a family member, as long as it is well documented. Or another option is you can dispose of your real estate or other property, get the money, document everything from where you got the money, and then that can be your source of fund. So these are the things you should consider before proceeding for your EB-5 investment.
Okay. Thank you. To our amazing audience, thank you for joining us. Whether you're tuning in from Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn, we're honored to have you. We are immigrationquestion.com, a two-in-one platform built for lead and case management to help simplify the immigration process. You can ask your immigration questions for free in any language and get connected with a verified attorney for guidance. You may also receive a free confidential initial consultation. Just visit www.immigrationquestion.com and sign up today. Now, Attorney Lal, as a platform that connects documented and undocumented immigrants with trusted attorneys like yourself, what are your thoughts on immigrationquestion.com and how it supports the immigrant community today?
I think it's a great platform. I've used this myself. I highly recommend it uh, to both parties, meaning the immigration attorneys can also use this platform. The immigrants who are exploring or looking for immigration attorneys, they can also use this platform. It's a great tool for both parties.
Thank you for that. And before we open the floor for our live Q&A's question, just one last question. For someone just beginning to explore the EB-5 path, what's one practical piece of advice you would offer them to prepare?
Normally, when I do these consultations, people who are exploring EB-5 options, they're confused with what option they should choose. They should go for a regional center program, or they should go for a standalone investment EB-5 program. So if you are concerned more about controlling your money, controlling your business, then go for standalone EB-5 project. But if you don't want to be involved in day-to-day functioning and you don't care, or you don't want to be involved in that business, in that case, go for regional center EB-5 program.
Okay. To our audience, the floor is now open. Drop your questions in the chat and we'll answer as many as possible. If you'd like to call us live or ask directly, dial 516-703-3483. So our first question is there faster processing for investment in targeted employment areas?
So in my experience, not really, but if the project is very relevant from US economy point of view, and sometimes what as attorneys what we can do is we can make what is called an expedite request, depending upon project necessity and then why the approval is very, very important. In some cases, that request gets approved, the case gets granted or approved sooner. In some cases, that gets denied and the case gets approved in a normal processing time.
Okay. The next question is, can my investment funds come from many sources like property sales and savings?
That's a great question, and I think I briefly discussed this.
Mm-hmm.
We get this question a lot that I want to do EB-5 investment in a regional center. It requires $800,000. I don't have that much money. I probably have 200,000 or 300,000 or 400,000, whatever that is. What can I do? The source of fund need not be only one source of fund. It can be different sources of funds. So let's say you have $400,000 in your savings. So you can show your $400,000 by submitting the documents by which you get the income. Maybe you are a salaried employee in the US. You can submit your W-2s, your tax return. So that takes care of $400,000. For the remaining $400,000, you can get a bank loan for the whole amount. Let's say you can take 400,000 loan, and that is it. What if you don't want to take a $400,000 loan? You just want to take $200,000 loan because you'll be paying interest on that. Rest $200,000 you can show from other sources. Maybe you sold a property. You can show that you $200,000 you got that by selling that property. Or maybe you can also take a gift from a family member. Maybe your parents, your siblings, your close family friend. That's how you can show your source of fund for the entire amount. But to answer that question, yes, you can have multiple sources of fund to show your source of fund for your EB-5 investment.
Okay. Thank you for that.
And
Can I use?
just to
Sorry.
add to that, we have filed several of such cases where we have shown multiple sources of fund within the same investment.
Yes, I think you've also answered this question. Can I use loan or gift from a family member as part of my EB-5 investment?
Yes, you can get a loan as long as properly documented, and you can submit the loan agreement that you're taking loan from a family member. But in some cases, just to related to this, if you are taking a gift from a family member, then you also have to submit the source of fund documents of that family member. Just keep that in mind.
Okay. Well, duly noted. What will happen if the business I invest in doesn't create 10 jobs? Will it affect my green card status?
Yes. So what happens once your EB-5 petition gets approved, you get the conditional green card for 2 years. And before the expiry of 2 years, you will have to file the permanent green card application for I-829. On that application, you have to prove to USCIS that you have created 10 jobs. If you do not do that, it's likely your I-829 will be denied.
Okay, that is noted. Next question is, if my daughter is studying in America on F1 visa, can she change it to an EB-5 dependent status without leaving the country?
It's a great question. We get this a lot. As long as she was not born in China, she is eligible for concurrent filing, which means along with the EB-5 petition, she can straight away file for a green card. She will not have to leave the country for this.
Okay. Can I travel as I'm waiting for my EB-5 application? Which documents will I need to enter the US again?
So this answer to this question depends upon what kind of status you are in the United States. Let's say in the previous example, you are on F1 and you are filing a concurrent EB-5 petition. You can travel only once you get the advance parole. So the process will work out something like this. You will file EB-5 petition. Along with that, you will file your concurrent green card application called Form 485. With that, you will include Form I-131 to get the advance parole document. You will also include Form I-765 to get the work authorization document. You should not be traveling before you receive the advance parole document. If you travel without obtaining advance parole document, then USCIS will deem your I-485 green card application as abandoned. It will They will deny that application. They will not deny the EB-5 petition, but they will deny the I-485. So you can travel, yes, but only after obtaining advance parole document. And in addition to it, sometimes when we receive the advance parole document, it sometimes comes in the form of a card, sometimes it comes in the form of a document. That confuses again a lot of people. So you might either get a card or might get a long form.
All right, thank you for that. And that was our last question. That wraps up the main part of today's session. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you to our special guest, Attorney Solulal. It's always a pleasure to meet you
It
and
was a
have you
pleasure.
on
Thanks
this
for having me.
program. We hope the webinar helped you understand the path to U.S. permanent residency through the EB-5 Investor Program. Remember, at immigrationquestion.com, you can ask your immigration questions for free and get connected to a licensed attorney in good standing who can help you better understand your options. You may also qualify for a free confidential initial consultation. Visit our site to learn more. Don't forget, you can rewatch this session or listen to the previous episodes on Spotify. Just search for Borderless Talk by immigrationquestion.com. Join us again on Friday for another timely discussion on Is the EB-1A Right for You? A strategic breakdown for researchers, professionals, and creatives with attorney Ingrid Perez. Trust us, you won't want to miss this. Once again, thank you, Attorney Lal, and we look
Okay.
forward to having you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.